No, check this out. No homo. No homo. Come here, man. Hey, yo. Kevin, come here. No homo. We're going to have a contest. You know we're going to have a contest. We're going to get our breath first because your breath be stinking sometimes. And we're going to go back and forth. Uh-oh.
First of all, make sure my mic is on. Before I even get into trashing Diddy, I'm going to acknowledge him on a special day. I bought the album, you know what I'm saying?
You bought the album?
I didn't ask you for nothing.
No, you didn't.
I didn't ask you for nothing free.
Yes.
I downloaded it. I didn't go to the store because I'm lazy.
I thought you said you bought it. You ain't say you downloaded it. Get your story right. You bought it. You lying. You lying. You're lying.
All right, that's a wrap on this wild ride. Kevin Hart just blew the lid off some crazy stories involving Diddy and Justin Bieber. If you thought Hollywood was all glitz and glam, think again. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe for more eye-opening tales from the entertainment world. You won't want to miss what we uncover next.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
Signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
Crazy.
So, there's been a ton of talk about Diddy and his big impact on the music scene. He's famous for discovering stars like Usher, but there's also some not-so-flattering gossip out there. Rumor has it he might not have always looked out for Usher's best interests, and people are also whispering about him being overly involved with Justin Bieber when Bieber was just a teen. The buzz got louder because Diddy and Bieber were seen hanging out for a couple of days when Bieber was only 15. There's even a clip floating around of Diddy gifting Bieber a Lamborghini for his 16th birthday. This has got everyone wondering if Diddy was introducing Bieber to some grown-up drama way too soon. Let's face it, stars like Bieber need solid advice, not to be tossed in at the deep end too early. But it's not just this stuff getting Diddy heat. He's also facing assault allegations and other scandalous accusations. Not all claims may stick, but when former friends and associates start questioning your motives and actions, it's hard to ignore. You have to take some of this with a pinch of salt, but it's pretty intense how Diddy's name keeps popping up related to the troubles Usher and Bieber have faced. There might be some negative vibes left from Usher's early days with Diddy, especially considering the legal issues Usher's dealt with, and Bieber. He's been quite open about his struggles with addiction and run-ins with the law, and some folks think Diddy might have played a part in that.
Time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything, and it was just an escape for me. I was just young, like everybody in the industry and people in the world who experiment and do, just normal growing up things. But my experience was in front of cameras and I had a different level of exposure and people and I had a lot of money and a lot of things. So then you have all these people around me just kind of hanging on, wanting stuff from me, knowing that I was living this lifestyle that they also wanted to live.
Switching back to Usher, he's been in the limelight almost his whole life. In 2016, he told Howard Stern that he really learned what fame was all about when he hung out with Puff Daddy at just 14. Usher's got this story about being part of what they called Puffy's Flavor Camp. Picture this, Usher wows LA, Reed with his songs, and next thing you know, he's in New York partying with Puffy during the heyday of Bad Boy Records. Definitely a fast track to fame.
I moved to New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
So, how did Usher end up crashing at Diddy's place? At 13, Usher was signed by Layface Records after impressing co-founder L.A. Reid. But marketing young Usher was tough, so Reid sent him to Diddy to add some edge to his image. Reid was like, "Can you give him some of your flavor?" He wanted Usher to be more than just the pretty tunes LaFace was known for. Reid later said it was risky sending Usher to Party Central with Diddy, but it paid off. Usher got to chill with big names like Notorious B.I.G. and Mary J. Blige and got a real taste of star life. Diddy didn't just mentor him. He made sure Usher stayed on top of his studies by paying for a tutor and even gave him an allowance to keep him out of trouble. Diddy played a big part in launching Usher's career, producing his debut album in '94. Although it wasn't a hit, it laid the groundwork for Usher's later success. And when Usher's voice changed and almost got him dropped from Layface, Diddy was the one who convinced Reed to keep him on. Even though Diddy didn't produce Usher's breakout album My Way, Usher never felt cut off from him, viewing Diddy as a big brother type. But when Stern asked if Usher would let his own kids stay at Diddy's, Usher was quick to say, hell no.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Usher's firm hell no to letting his kids stay at Puffy camp, especially with recent troubling claims against Diddy, says a lot. From Cassie to Lil Rod, the accusations suggest a lifestyle far from ideal for any kid. Cassie's lawsuit included some serious allegations of physical abuse and being forced into tough spots. And Lil Rod's claims of manipulation and assault during his time with Diddy's Love album highlight the risks of being close to Diddy's inner circle. Given all this, it's no wonder Usher, despite benefiting from his time with Diddy, wouldn't want his kids in that environment. His protective stance likely comes from understanding the complexities of growing up in the limelight and the recent allegations against Diddy. It's a cautious approach to ensure his kids steer clear of potentially harmful situations, reflecting a move toward more conscious parenting in showbiz. Both Usher and Justin Bieber had to navigate the tricky waters of fame from a young age under Diddy's wing, often before they were ready to handle the adult realities of the entertainment world. Diddy's really caught up in some major drama right now. Lil Rod's lawsuit is all over the internet, full of tales about private jets, wild parties, and yep, Diddy's right at the center of it all. Meanwhile, the feds are digging deep into everything. The raids led by Homeland Security are part of a major investigation. Diddy's legal team has blasted the raids as excessive, although Diddy wasn't detained and even talked with the authorities. Neither he nor his family members were arrested, and they're all free to travel, his lawyer says. So here's the scoop on Rodney Jones, aka Lil Rod. He's a Grammy-nominated producer from Chicago who worked his tail off for a year on Diddy's Love album, but ended up getting stiffed on the money, publishing shares, and royalties. Now he's taking Diddy to court, which is costing him a pretty penny. He's been trying to hash it out with Diddy for the last 6 months, but no dice. Diddy's been dodging him, leaving Rod hanging. Rod's not pulling any punches in his massive 105-page lawsuit, dishing out all the details about his time with Diddy. He's been hanging at Diddy's plush pads in LA and Miami, partying on his yacht, and was basically on standby 24/7 to record everything. And man, Rod's got footage, hours of it, showing Diddy and his crew up to no good. Then there's the movie-worthy drama, like that crazy day on September 12th, 2022, in a recording studio with Diddy, his son Justin, and some guy named G. Things escalated, shots were fired, and G ended up bleeding on the floor with Rod just a few feet away, completely rattled. But Rod's and Cassie's lawsuits are just the tip of the iceberg for Diddy. The feds have been swarming Diddy's places in LA and Miami, turning it into a scene straight out of an action movie, all part of a major trafficking investigation. It was Cassie who first blew the whistle on Diddy, sparking all this chaos. Imagine this: helicopters hovering, agents swarming. It's like an action scene outside Diddy's LA mansion. They even nabbed his sons, Justin and King, right outside their upscale Holmby Hills home. And when they raided his Miami place, Diddy was there, but they seized his phones before he could escape to the Caribbean. The feds are knee-deep in allegations of trafficking, domestic violence, and racketeering, and they're not slowing down. More interrogations are on the books. Homeland Security Investigations is on it, collaborating with local law enforcement to crack this wide open. But Diddy's staying mum about the whole ordeal. Cassie's lawyer, Douglas Wigdor, is fully backing the law enforcement efforts to bring Diddy to justice. And Tyrone Blackburn, representing some of the accusers, thinks it's high time for Diddy to face the music. Here's the kicker: we're still not totally sure if this raid ties directly to those recent lawsuits slamming Diddy. One thing's for sure though, Diddy's in the middle of a storm. Beyond these fresh lawsuits, Cassie hit him with heavy accusations last November about brutal beatings and sex trafficking. She wasn't alone, as 2 more women stepped up with their own grim tales around Thanksgiving week. Diddy's been denying everything, but the pressure's really piling on. He even stepped down from his gig at Revolt TV, and a bunch of companies are keeping their distance. Looks like Diddy's gearing up for a rough ride, and it seems like his son might be following in his footsteps, getting into some trouble of his own. Justin Bieber and Usher might just be the most well-known cases that hint at the darker side of Diddy's influence in the music industry. These 2 superstars, who were both mentored by Diddy at pivotal, formative stages in their careers, arguably experienced the complexity and pressures of fame under his wing at alarmingly young ages. Their stories provide a window into the kind of environment Diddy curated, one that may not have always been conducive to the healthy development of young artists. For Usher, being thrust into the puffy flavor camp at just 14 meant navigating the high-energy, often adult-oriented world of a music mogul known for his extravagant and sometimes wild lifestyle. While this exposure exposure undoubtedly provided Usher with valuable experiences and connections, it also exposed him to the intense pressures and temptations of celebrity life long before most teenagers are ready to handle such challenges. Similarly, Justin Bieber, who also crossed paths with Diddy during those crucial early years, was introduced to a lifestyle filled with excess and scrutiny, which several have speculated could have contributed to his later struggles with public scrutiny and personal issues. Now, as more details emerge about Diddy's alleged misconduct, the narrative around his influence has taken a more sinister tone. Accusations ranging from serious allegations of abuse to enabling harmful environments suggest that Diddy's mentoring could have had damaging long-term effects on those who were under his influence at a young age. The lawsuits piling up against him paint a picture of a man who may have exploited his role as a mentor for his personal gain, allegedly manipulating and coercing young artists into situations that no young person should have to face. As the legal battles heat up, it's becoming increasingly clear that it might finally be time for Diddy to answer for these actions. The entertainment industry, often criticized for its handling of young stars, is watching closely. If these allegations prove to be true, they underscore the urgent need for better protections for young artists, ensuring that their careers in the limelight do not come at the expense of their well-being. For Bieber, Usher, and potentially others who have yet to come forward, justice may be long overdue, signaling a reckoning for past abuses and a call for a safer, more responsible industry. What are your thoughts on the impact Diddy's influence may have had on young artists like Justin Bieber and Usher? Drop a comment below and let us know your take on this ongoing issue in the music industry.